Hi, sweetie.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, actually.
Oh, perky.
I
Helps that the sun's shining, doesn't it?
Exactly, and that I have been in the garden a bit, enjoying that, playing some guitar, just happy, like Easter's coming, spring's coming.
Holidays soon.
Holidays soon, allergies are also coming.
Finished your mock practicals last week.
I did. That was crikey, scary. Have got written mocks coming up though, so looking forward to those.
Yeah, you did well though, sweetie. Well done.
Mm.
We should just mention you got 100% in your biology practical and 100% in your chemistry practical.
I don't like to brag, but I did come home going, yes! Boshed it! And then went straight to the greenhouse to tend to my tomato plants.
Yeah, got your priorities. Well, I was busy last week mowing and strimming.
Yeah.
Got all that done. It's nice to have the grass a little bit more manageable now.
Exactly, especially with it being a bit drier.
Yeah.
So you're able to cut it and not get it all clog up in the machine, which is always awful.
So nice mowing in the sunshine. That's a real feeling of summer. And because although it's so brilliantly sunny, it's just not too hot. So you're not coming in absolutely roasting and dripping with sweat like I normally have when I mow. It's just comfortable, but the smell of the grass, you got the sun shining on your back. It's so lovely. And then our tulips all down the side, which are all naturalised. They're looking beautiful.
They are.
Apart from hooligan Hobbs, just destroying them if anyone walks past and she wants to say hello to them.
She is mad sometimes.
Well, there's something that comes up in this episode of Gardener's World, actually, and I thought we need to do something similar to that. So.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think it's a higher maintenance version of what we intend to do.
Yeah.
Basically, we're going to do a dead hedge a la Jaap Schuring from the Netherlands.
Exactly.
That's our plan. But it does mean digging up all our tulip bulbs, bringing them forward by about 2 foot, and then putting the dead hedge behind. So it's going to be quite a bit of work, isn't it?
I think that is doable, though.
My worry about the dead hedge is that Hobbs is just going to leapfrog off it and land the other side of our boundary.
She's just going to do parkour.
Parkour, yeah.
Oh, no.
We'll see, though.
That is possible.
It'll be pretty. But also with spring on its way, all the flower shows are coming up, aren't they?
Of course, yeah.
There is Chelsea Flower Show in the calendar, not too far off. And I heard from Lucy Skellorn, you remember she's a Foster Irises fame.
Of course I remember her.
Came on a chit-chat.
Yes, she did.
And she is going to be helping Sarah Cook, who she mentioned on her chit-chat. All right, Hobbs.
Okay, sorry, baby.
And they're going to be exhibiting in the Great Pavilion.
Oh, wow.
And it's all the Cedric Morris irises that Sarah has done such an amazing job of kind of refinding, as it were.
Oh, beautiful.
And Lucy, of course, is Foster irises. Anyway, she's going to be alongside Sarah helping her with that. So
wow.
it'll be really good to see. So if you're going to Chelsea Flower Show, get yourself down to the Great Pavilion.
Oh, my gosh.
Say good day to Lucy and Sarah.
Why have we gone Australian?
I don't know.
Okay.
And also on the show's front, we know that Monty Don is doing his dog garden, don't we?
Oh,
that's coming up soon. Mm-hmm. He's got Jamie Butterworth helping him and with the plants. And do you remember Jamie Butterworth? He came up on Gardener's World 2023, episode 7, when he was helping Carol Klein with her Hampton Court show garden.
Yes, I do remember him.
It's the same plantsman.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, he seemed like a cool guy.
And another thing with spring is all the blossom coming on the trees, and that includes our amazing bare roots. Now, this is a serious lesson learnt.
It's huge.
That I wish we had learnt 5 or 6 years ago, because 5 or 6 years ago we planted little teeny tiny plug plant trees because we couldn't afford decent sized ones.
No.
They obviously take forever to grow.
Yeah.
I would say we had an 80% success rate with those that we planted.
Yeah, probably a bit less.
In terms of survival.
70.
And maybe a bit less. And they're just growing so slowly. This year, this February, we put in a load of really tall bare roots.
Easily more than 30 centimetres tall.
Oh, way taller. What we're talking
probably about 40?
60 centimetres.
60 centimetres, I think.
And they're absolutely enormous. They've got buds, they've got blossom.
They've got beautiful shoots coming off them.
Oh, the benefit of hindsight. The benefit of hindsight and also horticultural education, because we would have known this.
Yeah, but
anyway.
I love this experience that we're building over
learning all the time.
I love it because it's learning on the job, which is always fun, and I feel like it is the best way of learning because Like, for example, I don't know why I'm bringing this back to my chemistry, but I got something completely wrong, like so wrong. And the teacher pulled me up on it and said, that's completely wrong. Do not make that mistake again. And he said, for your final exams, you must know to make sure. And so doing the practical of my chemistry, I had that in my head as well. And so having learnt on the kind of job whilst doing it, I now am ready for the final exams.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like that's the same with gardening, because you're learning bit by bit, and any mistake you make, you will really remember it. Like, I know exactly what mistake not to make.
It's learning from your mistakes, isn't it?
Exactly.
And, yeah, well...
It's easier than just learning from a book and going, okay, well, that's
the theory of it.
Exactly.
Well, we certainly learnt from this mistake. I will for every year from here on, and February is when I'll do it. I'll be getting some bare roots. They were also, of course, the icing on the cake, is they're so much cheaper than anything else. And I'm
really
just going to plonk
well.
them in the ground and have lovely trees that are already twice the height, 3 times the height, 4 times the height of some of our other ones. So
That's amazing.
big success with the bare roots. Right.
Oh, wait, actually, I did just want to know, how was the doctor's appointment?
Well, probably not for this forum, but nothing serious, just a sort of MOT really, which I should have done years ago and I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Just getting everything checked up. But Sweepy, I have a problem with our doctor. I am going to have to change
Oh no.
doctors. He is new and he's very nice. And so rather than going into him as a doctor and just when he says, how are you, me telling him what's up, I just seem to want to impress him. So I just said, oh, I'm really great, feeling really fit and healthy. Awesome. How are you?
Why are you here? What are you doing here? What was the point of you putting this appointment in?
Oh no. And after the appointment, I just thought that was such a waste of time. I mean, he is going to do all the various tests on me.
Yes,
and that's great.
Because you do need the tests.
I need to just various blood tests, but I was gutted after. I thought, this is no good. I can't carry on this relationship with him because he's too nice. And so I don't see him as a doctor. So I need to change. Because
no, you don't.
Yes, I do. No, Sweet I'm actually being serious. I need to be able to go in and say, oh my God, you won't believe it. I feel terrible.
But you've got to with him.
This problem and that problem. And this sticks out here and that does that there.
This sticks out here. What is that?
There's no way in hell I'm going to say that to him. So anyway, that's a conversation for another time. But thanks for caring and sharing.
And Hobbs just snored to all of that.
But no, it's a genuine problem.
Oh,
but
no.
I'll need to get that sorted.
I need to figure out. You need to do like I did when I had a crush on some guy. You need to kind of, I am who I am and I can be who I need to be.
Right. Fun facts.
Right. Would you like me to go first?
Yes, you go first.
Mine are stinky fun facts.
Oh, nice.
Because I think plants are very fascinating with the smells,
Yeah.
for attracting flies or the disgusting ones, depending on which pollinators you want to attract, really.
Bats, moths.
You have a choice. Would you like stinky ones first or nice smelling ones first?
Let's go nice smelling ones first.
Nice ones. Okay, so the first one is a katsura tree, which apparently smells like toffee apples and caramel in the autumn.
I wouldn't like that.
Oh.
I like sweet perfume. Not sweet, I like a perfumey,
flowery fragrance.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's sad.
You would love that though.
Of course I would. Or what about a curry plant, which obviously smells just like curry powder?
So these are meant to be nice smells?
Yeah, these are nice smells. There's also a boxleaf azara, which is a small evergreen tree from Chile, and the flowers smell like vanilla, which is rather lovely. Now then, the not so nice ones, which are a little bit more gory. It's called a Titan arum. You know, it's that huge
massive
flower
one they had in... Yeah, I think I showed you a photo of it from Kew Gardens when it was in flower.
Yeah, and it...
Massive flower, isn't it?
Huge, and then it has like this kind of spire in the middle and a big kind of almost petal around it. That smells like rotting flesh that we know about. Mm-hmm. Then there is a pear tree, which I think is called Bradford, and it is described as smelling like dead fish.
I don't believe it. A pear tree?
Yeah, a Pyrus caloriana, Bradford.
Right.
It's a pear tree. So
I wonder
think
what the pear's like.
Yeah, that would be interesting. And why does it have to smell like dead fish? Honestly. Then there's a female ginkgo biloba tree, so we know what those are. It produces a smell in the autumn that has been likened to rancid butter or vomit.
Oh no. That's no good. I wouldn't want any of those in the garden.
No. So are we saying we need to get male ginkgo biloba trees?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. And then finally, there's a Lysichiton americana, so from America's Pacific Northwest. It's also known as yellow skunk cabbage.
Oh no.
For a very good reason.
Really?
Very stinky plant.
Wow. Well, I'm staying away from those.
Yeah, but I find it very fascinating with these plants.
It is, isn't it?
The different scents.
But the diversity in the plant world, and you and I are only scratching the surface of it. It's fascinating, isn't it?
I think so.
Well, my animal fun fact is a short one. An elephant weighs less than a blue whale's tongue.
No way.
Seaway. Right, Sweet Pea, I think we should get started with this episode.
Absolutely.
So this is Gardener's World 2025, Episode 4 Recap.
Off we go.
Monty's in a workshop. I couldn't work out which workshop that was or where that sits in Longmeadow.
I've never seen it before. I was thinking to myself, where are we?
And he looked very content splitting some wood to make hurdles as barriers, which we mentioned briefly in
really cool.
The intro.
3 uprights, 2 diagonals, and then 3 crossbars.
And they're made of, he was using chestnut and he said sometimes ash. And that's good wood because it doesn't rot so easily, so they can be rammed into the soggy ground and still last, he said 10 to 15 years later.
I mean, that's amazing if they're going to last that long.
That's amazing. And what's also amazing is how does he find time to make these hurdles?
I know.
I don't understand where he gets the time from.
He's so busy. He seemed very at peace. It reminded me of me when I'm in my greenhouse.
In my greenhouse.
Or even like when I'm playing the guitar, of like doing Lego. When I'm building something, I find it so intricate to build that I just go into my own little world.
Your little happy place.
He was doing that.
And then he talked about the aerated long walk. He says to grow grass you need light and good drainage.
Yeah.
But basically he's got neither of those there.
No, which is sad.
So he's putting on some sand, using sharp sand, just kind of builder's sand.
Yeah.
And then basically he said you need the right seed for the right place, and essentially said Google it.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yes, I did. Oh my gosh. It reminded me actually, very quick little anecdote, of another chemistry one.
Chemistry.
In chemistry class, in physics. We were calculating the mass of the sun using lots of gravitational forces. And we got to the end, we got the result, and the teacher said to us, and now go on to Google and find if that is the correct measurement. So we all Googled it. We were like, yes. And he wrote down on the papers, as we can see on Google, we have the correct measurement.
If only you could just go into all your exams and Google it all. I mean, really, I don't know why you don't.
What? Are you serious?
Well, why not? All the information's there, right?
Well, then you've just got the answer, but you haven't figured it out.
No, but just having the answer is all you need, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Anyways,
I just thought it was funny. I could just imagine myself sitting at my exams going, as Google has told me, or Siri, or Alexa.
As the great philosopher Google said.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so Monty has got the right seed for the right place and he's raking it in. This broom.
Yeah, besom brush.
Yeah.
Nice broom that he had.
And then keep it moist. And he said they'll germinate within a week and it'll be ready to mow in 3 weeks, which seemed amazing. And then he says about those hurdles to keep Ned off, because you want to keep people off walking on it.
You don't want to get all squished together.
Which is what we could do. We could basically pen Hooligan Hobbs into just 4 of those hurdles in a square. No. That would save our garden.
We could just make a run, just a run down the garden.
Then we go with Adam Frost to the Lake District, to Holehird. This is 10 acres of garden managed entirely by 120 volunteers from the Lakeland Horticultural Society.
Like, holy moly, that's
Wasn't
amazing.
it stunning?
And looking over Lake Windermere.
Oh, absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, I love Lake Windermere. I have seen it. And
You've seen it. You've been there and threw your bracelet into it.
Yes, Hobbsy groaned. That was how I felt at the time.
You just you said, look at this view, and flung your arms out and your bracelet flew across into the lake.
Oh, it's so sad, and it was my favourite bracelet
At the time. I mean,
at the
you
time,
were only
yeah.
7.
Exactly.
So what plants did you get here?
Righty-ho. The first one, that was a Pyrrhus, also called Andromedas. It's kind of named after a Greek myth about a princess of Ethiopia.
All right.
Called Andromedas. It's an evergreen shrub that had these very colourful foliage, and then it gets these very pretty little spring kind of bells which come from
lovely,
it, slightly
yeah.
whitey pinky colours. It's a really lovely shrub. Then there was an acer next to that. There was rhododendron, that beautiful white colour. It reminded me actually of a choice that Mary from Holehird Gardens had in her garden.
Of course.
There was a rhododendron called Polar Bear, reminded me a bit of that one.
Yeah.
Then there was an Enchanthus campanulatus. This is a very upright deciduous shrub, but huge because it looked pretty much like a tree. I still find it very hard to decipher what is a shrub, what is a tree.
I'd love to be told the difference between a
Same.
shrub and a tree.
However, it is distantly related to Pyrrhus. So the two,
is it?
and you can see it actually because they both have these little
bells.
spring bell flowers, which are rather sweet. I think these ones are also kind of like a whitey colour. I think you can get some red ones as well. Then there was a Deutzia rosea campanulata. Lots of campanulatas in here, actually, I've just realised. This was named after Johann van der Deutz.
Right.
Should think is a really cool name.
Yeah. Then we hear that they're the custodians of no fewer than 6 national collections.
Which is amazing.
Amazing, including hydrangeas and ferns, and then the Himalayan poppies.
Oh, which love
They're
Himalayan
just
poppies.
extraordinary. That blue, because it's such an unusual colour for a flower, blue. True blue.
Proper sky blue.
I remember years ago, a boyfriend brought me a bunch of flowers, a bouquet, on a whim. So you'd think, well, that's really sweet, but he had just picked them up from the garage, and they were ones that had clearly been dipped in blue water. So that all the flowers are blue, and he was so chuffed with them, but they looked so awful,
so fake,
just so fake.
Oh no, there are loads of
he meant well.
That is sweet. There were loads of experiments where you cut the kind of end of the stem of a rose and you can put it in red dye and blue dye, and they say, then you get this kind of multicolour flower.
Yeah.
But
it's not my favourite thing. But it's a bit like topiary. I don't like things too messed around with.
No, like the natural form is just beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, Himalayan poppies were on. So
yes,
Pat Murphy we speak to, and she's been nurturing the 80 varieties that they have there for the last 15 years.
Which is amazing.
And there are 90 identified species, and most of them are high up in the Himalayas, so you can't grow them at a lower
altitude.
Thank you, altitude.
Yes, sorry.
But the big blue you can.
Yes, you can.
And she said it needs slightly acidic soil, it needs to be moist, but it also needs to be well drained, and you need a lot of nutrients. So quite a picky flower.
Leaf mould, add that on top. Nice mulch on the top is always...
Yeah. They
always like, apparently.
And then she mentioned this one. Did you get the name of it? Well, it's changed its name. It's been renamed.
Yeah, I looked at this because I was like, cool, blimey. This is the one that many people know, Meconopsis Lingholm. That was named after the Lingholm estate, where there were Meconopsis at this estate. Mm-hmm. And they've renamed it to Meconopsis Michael Wickenden.
Yeah, interesting. Do you know why?
I think this is why. Michael Wickenden, he's from Holehird Gardens, and he was a famous plant collector. He did lots of selecting of Meconopsis. He did loads of treks, hikes. He went everywhere to find plants. Plant hunting. Which I must say, I think is a rather fun job to have, finding plants. It's a treasure hunt. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So he's been on many, many expeditions But he died on the 11th of October in 2016 whilst trekking in northern Myanmar in Burma. So I think that it was named after him after his death, and also the fact that he's done so much selecting of meconopsis.
Right.
And yeah, getting amazing varieties and stuff like that.
Yeah, interesting.
Then there were 2 other last meconopsis that Adam pointed out because he was rather interested about them, and I was as well. There's a meconopsis Marit, I think was this white one, pure white, rather beautiful.
Yeah.
Very kind of tall and majestic. And then there was a meconopsis Edrum.
This is the one that starts plum, doesn't it, when it's more closed?
Precisely, yeah. I thought that was lovely. I love flowers which evolve within kind of colours and shades and textures.
Oh, me too. Absolutely love it.
I think that there's so much interesting stuff. It goes back to like what Rachel was talking about last year with pollinators and flower colours changing. It just mesmerises
blows your
me.
mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it was Adam was obviously really taken by it all. I think, like all of us watching it, had a bit of meconopsis envy to the extent that he said he was considering moving.
Yes.
And the assumption in my mind was that he wanted to come work there with Pat and the team.
Yeah.
And then she immediately recommends he goes to Scotland.
I love that.
But then she did quickly follow it up with the Lake District as another option, but she was sending him off, and he had big plans to just retire and come up to Lake Windermere.
She was just going to scooch him up to Scotland. It was so funny. She's also beautiful. Oh, I love it.
It's all lovely up there. And then chair of the garden committee, Alison Sandford, was there. It's her job to manage the volunteers.
Yeah.
And, as she said, to make the magic happen.
What a job.
And she says that there are team leaders who have responsibility for a bed each, and then they have volunteers who work as part of that team for that bed.
That's
and
amazing.
Then really they have pretty much pure autonomy over it as long as it's in keeping with the theme.
Which I can understand. You'd want to have like loads of fun with it, but has got to stay in keeping.
Yeah. But it was nice to hear that they weren't really micromanaged, so you could flex your design muscles.
Bend a bit here and there.
Then we saw the gorgeous alpine beds.
I loved this
Neither of the volunteers working on them knew anything about alpines before they came there.
I love that.
It looked absolutely stunning.
That's what I would want to do. I'd want to go there, be given a bed that I have no idea what these plants are, and then just learn about them.
Yeah.
With trial and error and just understanding mistakes.
I don't know how much in the way of error and mistakes you're allowed to have in a place like that. What do you think?
That is the thing that would scare me, especially with them having 6 national collections where you've got to look after those plants very well. I would just propagate everything, go, don't you worry, I have me backups.
My backups.
So that would be my plan. I'll just propagate everything.
Well, I had a little look at the history of Holehird Gardens.
I would love to hear it.
So as we know, it's 10 acres of fellside garden, managed by the Lakeland Horticultural Society, and it's been a part of that since 1969. But it is also an award-winning RHS partner garden as well. So I'm not fully clear as to how the LHS and the RHS work together. So I probably need to do a bit more digging, possibly for some housekeeping next week.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But there are written records of Holehird going back to the 17th century, when a large part of the area was owned by Thomas Hurd and his family. And then in 1885, there was the Manchester industrialist John Macmillan Dunlop who took over, and he was responsible for laying out the formal gardens and the wall garden, which is still there today.
Okay, yeah.
Then next along came the Grove family. They moved there in 1897, and they continued the development of the grounds and the garden.
Were they actually called Grove? Oh, Grove. I thought they were called Grow. I thought,
then,
what a brilliant name to have for a whole load of gardeners.
And they were responsible for designing the rock garden. And they also put in a whole load of water features. And one of those is a damming of a load of streams to form a tarn, which is a word for a sort of mountain lake.
Oh, okay.
And that sits just below the mansion.
Oh, wow.
And then in 1945, Henry Lee Grove gave the estate to the county council to be held in trust, and he said, and I quote, for the purpose of the better development of the health, education and welfare services of the county of Westmoreland.
Oh, that's rather lovely.
Yeah, and now the estate is managed by the Holehird Trust, And they lease various bits of it out to organisations and individuals. So currently the mansion itself has been leased out to the Leonard Cheshire Foundation. It's been leased out to them since 1961 and it's run as a home for the disabled.
Oh, cool.
And then it was in 1969 when the Lakeland Horticultural Society was formed and they took over the lease for 2 acres of ground initially. And all the ground was really overgrown, especially the rock garden. And then there's a sloping orchard. And so they had volunteers come in and clear all that vegetation to expose all the old paths.
Yeah.
And at that point, they were able to open the gardens to visitors. That was by the end of the 1970s. Then, in 1980, the LHS took over the wall garden and they repaired all those old walls and then they added some more internal ones and some steps and some more paths. And then also a members' room and a library. And then in the 1990s, so for me, not that long ago, for you it is.
For me, long time ago.
This was extended to create a new reception area. And then they renovated a whole load of outbuildings to be used as kind of potting sheds and propagating areas. So you'd love that, wouldn't you?
Oh my gosh, I would.
And then next, the paddock was acquired and that was used for growing frames and trial beds. And then the hydrangea walk was established. Then Sweet Pea. The last part of Holehird Gardens was added in 2001.
A tea room?
LHS 12.
No way!
No. They took on a further 5 acres around the mansion. And that's when they united the original Victorian gardens. And then a woodland walk was made. And that's when they had to really dig out a lot of kind of... we often hear about rhododendron being so invasive.
Yes.
So they had to dig out a lot of disease-ridden rhododendron that had really kind of run amok.
Okay, yeah.
And sort of create a new planting programme. And then the final major thing that was done then was creating the cascade and other kind of water features. But Holehird Gardens is still evolving now. They've opened a new wall garden display house in 2017.
Oh, wow.
And that's allowed them to expand the range of plants that they grow.
I think it's utterly stunning. I mean, the views for me is what does it all.
This is another lessons learned. If I had known when you were 7 that existed, we would have gone and visited it when we visited the lakes.
Oh,
next time.
Hindsight.
We're back at Longmeadow and Monty's walking along that really pretty mossy path.
I love it.
And he talks about how some plants need certain conditions. So he's referencing the meconopsis, but he was also referring to 3 plants in his garden.
Yeah, so he talked about the snake's head fritillary, which looking gorgeous in the spring beds and love it there. Then he has in this kind of coppice woodland, he had all these wooden enemies which were just cascading on the floor with these beautiful white blooms. And there was also that really pretty white flower, which was kind of like a hanging upside down cyclamen, which is the dogtooth violet.
It was gorgeous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then he heads into his potting shed. Summer bulbs, he's talking.
Sure is. Lilies, he loves them. Regal lilies especially. Talked about kind of revamping the pot, a little bit of leaf mould, and then putting plastic pot in a terracotta pot.
Yeah.
Making it easy just to kind of swap and change around.
Good technique.
Between plants, which I think is great.
And he says with lilies, any time between late February and end of April is good for doing this.
Precisely. And then finally he went to the wildlife garden and he talked about all the different kind of essentials about having a wildlife garden. Cover being the kind of overhead cover with hawthorns, field maples and oaks, which is lovely to give that shade and kind of habitat protection as well.
Yeah.
Then he had kind of sprawling plants such as ivy, arum lilies, lesser celandine, which I saw it and went, boom, that is what we've got. I'm trying to create a wildlife garden.
We have that sprawling on the ground as
Everywhere.
ground cover, like he's using it, but we also have it in the beds.
Yeah, we do.
But it's okay because it's so easy to pull up, so I don't mind it at all. Of all the weeds we have, that one I don't worry about.
Yeah, I really don't mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if it was a purple flower. Yellow isn't my favourite.
No,
but
it works well. At that time of year, yellow's rather lovely to have coming through.
True. Beggars can't be choosers. No. Anyways, and then he also talked about flowering things. So he had Caltha, Pulmonaria, hellebores, lots of flowering things in there. And then he was adding in Geranium phaeum, which he had kind of propagated around the place.
And he also said it's good to have nettles. And I thought, oh, good.
Oh, good. Brilliant. Because we were sitting on the Sunset Terrace, looked around, saw a big patch of nettles, went, boom, wildlife.
That's for the wildlife. For all the butterflies.
Precisely.
Then we head to Bedminster in Bristol and we meet Matthew Simmons, who tells us all about the Secret Gardens Trail. Do you remember back on Gardeners World 2023, back in the early days of when we were doing these recaps, episode 8, probably a bit too far back to remember, we visited the garden of Anna Brooke, who was in Bedminster, and she was part of this Secret Gardens Trail.
No
I think
way.
she had a your garden and she didn't refer to the Secret Gardens. And do you remember she said she's got soft touch neighbours because they cut a hole in the fence so that they could give Anna's dog treats through the fence?
Oh, sweet. Yes, that rings a bell. I thought this was utterly brilliant. I loved
Wonderful,
it.
isn't it?
I thought how much fun for everyone from like young ages, teenagers to older people to everything, going around the place, going for just a whole day of walking and going to different types of gardens.
And just also bringing all that wildlife into cities.
Yeah.
You could just have concrete jungles, but no, you've got all these little hidden havens behind those front doors.
I thought it was so cool.
So it's been going since 2009, and just 9 of them opened that first year, and now they have nearly 30 gardens.
Which is amazing.
So we met Sarah and Mo, and they've lived there for about 38 years, which is a very long time to live in one place, as far as I'm concerned.
It's a huge amount of time.
And they say they like to just encourage as much wildlife as possible. It's a small garden, but they create cover. They put in climbers and all the boundaries to encourage birds. And then, interestingly, they point to an ivy that they did plant on purpose. It wasn't an accident.
No.
With this really fat trunk.
Oh, wow. I remember we had one time to cut through an ivy because it was getting a little bit too big, and you saw you tried everything with this thing, and it was...
Sweetie, you're talking in past tense. This is present tense.
Yeah.
It had 2 massive trunks. We inherited it with the house. It's climbing all the way up to the tiles in the roof.
It was
and
mad.
I can't get a ladder up there because it's so high up.
And you would freak out and
And I was panicking largely because of my mother, who just freaks out at the sight of ivy. So I panicked and sawed through the trunk of it, and sawed it to have a good sort of 2 or 3 inch gap between the base and the top, and still somehow the top was growing even though it wasn't attached to the roots. But
there must have been some kind of like they would have to jump.
What jumped?
I don't know, the resources, the water,
something was getting past this gap,
all that stuff.
But then we I would cut back what I could, and then we let it grow some more, and then it got too much into the tiles, and we had some people come round and chop it right down. But it's still alive. I don't think we can ever dead this thing.
You've even drilled, like you've then started drilling holes in the trunk.
I drilled holes in it, put in salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Nope.
A soap,
yeah,
salt and vinegar. None of that worked. Anyway, I've changed my mind on this ivy, and Sarah and Mo helped me with that as well. But I had changed my while back, but they kind of reinforced my feelings on it. I don't like how the wall looks without the ivy.
No,
I thought it looked
sad.
a lot prettier. I've also since have read up about how good it is for insulation of your house to have ivy on it.
Oh, that's a good point.
But saying nothing of what it does for the wildlife, that ivy, that wall is buzzing. It is absolutely alive.
Like the water's vibrating from the side. You can just hear it goes.
Just packed with buzzing things. Lots of birds are in and out of it.
Yeah.
So, but now we've found someone who doesn't mind going up ladders and chopping it down. I thought, well, I'm just going to pay them once a year to come and bring it down, a couple of feet from the tiles and let it grow back up the wall.
Exactly.
So I'm at peace with our ivy.
I'm at peace with it. It is stunning when it's up. So,
but seeing this, I'd never have thought to plant one. It's something I've been conditioned really by my mother that it's just a pest and you want to get rid as soon as possible.
Just like I freak out about the fact that people crack their knuckles, and I always go, "Oh gosh, you're going to get arthritis."
Yeah,
because that's what I was told by people when I was younger. Don't crack your knuckles; you're going to get arthritis.
Anyway, then Mo talks about the sparrowhawk. It's rather sweet. They're saying how it's nice seeing it, and then he sort of hesitates, and she says, "Yeah, it eats sparrows."
Yeah, which was just
not so much what you want to see in your wildlife garden.
No, deadly turn.
Yeah,
but they did have lots of birds in their garden, and they had a pond, had climbers. There were also, I picked out a few plants. There were strantias, foxgloves, and cosmos.
Yeah, beautiful hidden gem.
Yeah, all the kind of lovely same shades, which I rather liked.
And then there's a really lovely arty shot of that little light blue Fiat 500.
Oh, wasn't that also on that kind of
Yeah.
very steep slope?
And then we head over to the tropical garden of Mike Majak. This is his Jurassic themed garden, and he's at 32 Morley Road. He likes living fossils.
Yeah, I'm on board. I thought this was really, really cool. I'm doing geology in biology at the moment, which is quite cool. And I do think it's so interesting, fossils and that kind of Jurassic period. And we were going through all of this kind of dating rocks and different fossils and stuff. So
Wow.
I'd love to chat with him, to be honest.
Well, he mentioned horsetails, didn't he? As being a Jurassic type plant.
Yeah, and obviously he had gunneras in there and tree ferns, all these very kind of prehistoric plants in huge pots as well.
Massive. He had bananas.
Yes.
Get that tropical vibe.
Yeah, I liked the mix of the Jurassic and the tropical vibe that he had. So yeah, bananas, figs. He also had some cacti and some bonsai in and around the garden.
That was funny. So he says the rule is break all the rules. And he said choose the biggest plants and let them go wild. And then he talked about his tree fern, which had been there for 11 years. He doesn't need to wrap it because he's got a little microclimate.
Which is always great.
And he said it's grown about a foot in that time. As we know, they're very slow growing, aren't they?
Very.
But then he did, go completely off-piste. And having said all this about letting things go wild, he then talks about bonsais and miniature trees.
And looked after and very precise.
Very different.
It was really cool. And somehow it worked with the Jurassic period, having these miniature little trees.
And I liked what he said at the end. He said he always thinks he's run out of space, but then he finds another spot. I think every gardener can relate to that.
I think this is the thing now. I figured it out. Every gardener has this in common. They know how to find tiny spots.
Yeah.
Of little patch of dirt, boom, plant.
Yeah.
Can go there.
I don't think any gardener ever says, right, no, that's me done.
No.
I don't need another trip to the garden centre ever again.
No.
Sorted.
No more seeds, no more any of that stuff.
And he did say he'd like to move to a bigger garden, but it's quite daunting with the logistics of moving all those plants, which you can imagine.
Huge pots. Crikey.
And finally, we go to Matthew Simmons' house, and that's on a hill, and you have to step down into his garden, don't you?
Oh, I liked this. It reminded me a bit of Ben Story's house, where you had this sunken area and then it kind of went up on levels. So it reminded me of that sunken green
that's true.
area. I loved this. He had bamboos, black bamboos in there. He said make sure it's the clump forming.
Yeah.
And he also talked about poodling your bamboo.
That was such a good description.
I love this little term.
Poodle your bamboo.
Yeah. So that was stripping off the leaves to show the beautiful stems of the bamboo.
Beautiful black stems. And again, like Ben Story's garden,
yeah,
he used the black stem bamboo for his little amphitheatre dining room.
Yeah. And there were also pleached hornbeams, which gave that screen effect, nice and high up, but you had the nice, very straight trunks.
He did say they were a real hit with the visitors.
He did.
Well, I can put on our podcast description a link to the Secret Gardens trail map for this year, and also description of all the gardens. They also do a little front gardens thing, so even people are allowed to go. There's a trail to follow for front gardens without you actually entering the front gardens, so you can see all of them from the road.
Oh, that would be cool. I need to get
lovely.
a laminator. I need to laminate a map.
Where are you going to be putting it?
Well, just so that I can hold it.
You just want a laminator.
Of course I want a laminator, and I want a map of this secret garden tour.
But also something else that they do with this trail.
Yeah,
is they do competitions, so they have awards.
Oh, great.
And they have some judges, but they also do public votes.
Ooh.
And last year, Mark Majak, with his Jurassic garden, he won the public vote for favourite garden.
I so would have voted for him.
Yeah. I think you would. I
Yes.
think you would have really enjoyed that garden.
Yeah.
And also they raised money through this, and they raised over £4,000 last year, and they have given that out as small grants to community gardening and environmental projects across that kind of postcode.
Oh, wow, that's lovely.
Anyway, so something to go visit if you're in that area. So this year's Bedminster Secret Gardens weekend is the 14th and 15th of June.
Sounds amazing.
We're with Monty in his gorgeous greenhouse and a cuppa.
Love the cup of tea.
And he uses this one to store things that need light, like cacti and aloe vera, doesn't he?
Yep, exactly. He also had streptocarpus, which for me just seemed like very fussy plants. I don't know why. He's talked about them before. They're still not my favourite.
Well, he's using it as an example because he's talking about sorting out your house plants.
Yeah.
You potted up some of ours recently, didn't you? Because we've had a troublesome peace lily, which I've always thought were indestructible, and somehow this one's looking destructive.
Destructible entirely.
It's looking really sorry for itself.
It is.
And I think it probably got too much water at some point.
Yeah. I mean, there was a whole load of soil that just kind of sloppily fell off the roots.
Yeah, because it was waterlogged. So you went and potted it up, and then what did you do? You stuck it in a load of water again.
I didn't realise. I honestly... Oh, gosh, I'm not that good a gardener.
Why did you do that?
That was a complete accident. I was just trying to soak it after having given it new water.
No, it's already soaked.
Oops.
Anyway, briefly, Monty makes up a mix of leaf mould, coir and perlite.
Yeah.
And he splits his streptocarpus. He says you need to put them in not too big a pot if you want flowers, otherwise you're going to get loads of foliage.
Yes.
And he did say the worst thing you can do is leave your houseplants sitting in water. Sweet pea. And then he talks about feeding them once a week with a high potash feed, and that can be either tomato or seaweed feed.
Yep. I do just want to add in that I got some new Sempervive and Arachnoidium because they have little kind of spider webs on them. They're these amazing Sempervivum. You got me this one plant. The first thing I did when I got it, I went and ripped it all apart and made thousands of little babies, and they are looking so much healthier than when I first got that plant.
Oh, it looks so pretty as one big plant.
They look so much healthier. So I'm very pleased with what I did.
Okay, you kept that quiet.
Yes, I did.
Then we went over to see Rekha.
Yay!
As we know, she's moved from London to the Peak District, has a lot of challenges because she's gone from the relative warmth of and the microclimate of London to now 650 feet above sea level and on a north-facing hillside. So if working on a hill isn't challenging enough, I can't imagine how we'd cope on a north-facing one.
Oh, crazy stuff.
So she wants to learn more about how to maximise the potential of this part of the country. So she goes to meet with Melanie Moore, who has this very organised looking garden.
Amazing. And it's that potager look she talked about with the flowers everywhere, and loved it.
What veg did you see?
She had lots of veg. The main thing that she had, which was doing excellently well, were brassicas with kales, Russian kale, curly kale, red kale, cavalliniera kale. So you can see she just had all the different types of kale.
All the kales.
Oh, which I'm so on board with. And this was awesome. This homemade cordial that they would make from soft fruits and stuff from the garden. That's obviously lovely, but can't have it all, which I can understand.
And you can't understand, because you would absolutely have had it all. There would not have been a drop left. Certainly not to be left long enough to ferment to then be used as a slug trap.
That's true. I can't understand, but then it ferments and it is put in little dishes by all the brassicas. I think that's how she did it. And then the slugs just get a little bit tipsy.
Yeah, go and drown in it.
Yeah, and they just start singing Shabuzi songs. His song Tipsy, if anybody knows that.
Okay, no clue.
Anyways, then there was another area with lots of flowers and veg. There was calendula and beans together. I loved how much calendula she had. Like, it was a swaying bed of calendula. I was like, yes, sunshine.
But we did have that one year.
We did.
Winter sun, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And we stupidly moved at a really wrong time of year.
We were crazy ladies.
Oh, that was a shame. We moved it just because we wanted to put it into its own dedicated bed, because we wanted it spread throughout the veg garden, and now we've got none at all.
We haven't.
Oh, no, wait, some did self-seed though.
Sorry, yes, of course, there was some.
And they didn't flower last year, so I think they're going to flower this year, aren't they?
Fingers crossed. Anyways, there was also a variegated horseradish, which was very pretty. There was also borage. I think there was thyme and mint. And then, oh my gosh, the soft fruit that they had with black currants, gooseberries, raspberries, and Japanese wineberries.
Famous wineberries.
Which has been taught to us on 2 occasions by Mandy and Alex.
Mandy from Incredible Vegetables.
Yep.
And Alex Mitchell from Mitchell Flower Farm. Isn't that right, Hobbs?
Yes, that is
They
right.
both highly recommended Wineberries.
Yeah, which, I mean, they did look amazing on the plant, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
It might be one that I have to add to my soft fruit collection, because all of my soft fruits are looking amazing on the staircase / planters.
The converted staircase.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be very happy for you to add some of those. But also, did you catch the asparagus as well?
Oh, sorry, I completely missed that. They walked past the beautiful asparagus patch.
Yeah, which was coming out later in the year. Normally it's kind of you associate it with springtime, don't you?
Yes.
But they had these beautiful what do you call them? Asparagus
Spears.
Thank you.
Yes.
Coming up. Sticks.
And then, oh my gosh, did they make the most amazing salad. This is what I love about summer, is making freshly picked from the garden and having it raw as well, like not cooking anything, because
just beautiful.
You then get all of that nutrients and all the taste, and it's amazing. But the thing that made it for me, do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
Think what was in the dish.
Well, kale, there was some flowers, asparagus, blackcurrants, borage, mint. More?
There was something which is...
The dressing?
No. There was something.
No, what?
Grilled halloumi.
I completely missed
Did you miss the grilled halloumi?
Okay.
There was halloumi. I saw it and I went, mamma mia,
well,
yes.
We're not growing that in the garden, but the rest looked good.
It looked amazing. And at the end, I seriously wanted to just kind of scooch up, pull up a chair next to them and go,
next to Melanie and Rekha.
Me.
Hi, you don't know me, but
yes,
that salad looks amazing.
I'm Sweet Pea. Excuse me.
Well, you could possibly scooch up next to Melanie, because it was interesting. She said how they were growing enough for a family of 4.
Yes.
But this vegetable garden and all their gardens are part of Horsleygate Hall.
Oh, okay.
Which is home to Melanie and her family since 2013.
Wow.
But also has a long history prior to them. There were the Fords who lived there for 25 years, and they were responsible for rediscovering and bringing back to life the Victorian gardens, and they also built the award-winning gardens which have all the produce in that we saw today.
Wow.
So they've inherited this wonderful space. There's also an orchard.
How amazing.
Kitchen garden, woodlands, a formal garden. And the Moores have a business that runs there, so they've got 3 self-catering cottages, so you can stay in the cottages within the grounds.
No way.
And you have access to the kitchen garden. But if you do want to go and pull up your chair next to Rekha and Melanie, you can go visit, because the gardens are open to non-residents as well.
I'm so doing that.
Monty's planting some new berry plants. He's doing red currants, isn't he?
Yep, he is called Ravada.
Oh, I haven't had good red currants since I was little. Dad used to grow red currants, and
really,
Mum used to make this well, you know, your grandmother's incredible cheesecake that's not a cheesecake. It's like a lemon cake.
Yes.
It looks like a cheesecake, but it's very tart and lemony.
Yes.
And then she used to place some of the homegrown red currants on top, and it just looked so pretty against the white of the cake.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Anyway, he said you should prune. It was interesting about the pruning. Did you pick up on this?
Pruning back to a framework with one bud.
Which we don't do at all. And he said it's important because sawfly are the biggest enemy, and they like it when it's all closed up and
that
not
would be
airy.
Interesting. I have one red currant. We have a blackberry, a red currant, another an autumn raspberry, a summer raspberry, because one is yellow, one is pink, and then there's this weird gooseberry blackcurrant hybrid that we have, which I think will fruit this year, so I'm so looking forward to it.
Your friend gave you that as a birthday present, and she couldn't have got you a better present, could she?
Yeah, best birthday present ever.
Anyway, I think we need to be airing ours a bit more.
Yeah, I will keep an eye on it this year, because it hasn't fruited yet, so I think it may too small.
Then we go over to the just most wonderful Colin Parton from Leeds.
I mean, if this didn't make you smile, I don't know what will.
Oh my goodness me, what a wonderful man. Delphiniums we're talking about.
Yep.
The favourite bloom of King Charles, did you know that?
Oh no, I didn't know that. That's cool.
So we have a delphinium fanatic, and with that always comes the Gardener's World jaunty music.
They're hilarious with the music. I love it.
And also you can tell the crew just had fun with him as well, because there's all that wonderful Gardener's World camera crew off camera laughing.
Yeah.
And questions thrown in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to sort of egg on their guest.
Yeah, like, oi.
They had fun with Colin.
Yeah, they did.
He has 106 different cultivars. He's growing around 1,000 plants, and he's getting around 4,000 to 5,000 flower spikes.
Wowzers, and they're just beautiful. Also, what I loved, and I don't think we'd be able to have delphiniums at our place because they are so tall.
Yeah.
And I could just see them going, whoop, flopping over.
Well, we could have them. We just have to do some really good staking.
Hefty stakes.
Well, we haven't got the time.
No, that's the unfortunate thing. But I do love them. And he had some amazing different types. There was a delphinium conspicuous at the beginning. Then there were some late flowering ones that he talked about. Raymond Lister and Blue Dawn. They were rather lovely. Then he talks about, and I didn't know this whatsoever beforehand, was that the elatum delphinium cultivars are actually on the endangered list. I thought, how on earth is that possible?
Yeah.
I don't know, I had a lisp then. Possible. Because I would never have thought of a delphinium as something that could be endangered, because I just thought, oh, everyone has them.
Everyone's got them.
Obviously, there are certain cultivars.
Yeah.
So he had Waltham Gemstone, that was a pale pink. Darling Sue, that was a dusky pale pink. There was Pandora, pale blue. Clifford Pink, which was a lovely pink colour. I loved this one.
Reminded him of his dad. He says at one point, I'm going to look a right plonker growing delphiniums and don't really know I like them, but I just do. Was that a good Leeds accent?
I don't know, to be honest. Sorry. Not to be rude. But he did say this on a few different occasions, how he didn't know why he liked delphiniums so much. But I completely understand. Sometimes it's just a gut feeling.
But also they were so majestic and so magnificent and
really
also
perfect.
Staked perfectly vertically. There was not one, and I was looking, there was not one stake that deviated left or right. Nothing was on the diagonal.
Nothing was flopping, nothing was fanning, nothing
These
was
were
anything.
Vertical stakes with vertical delphiniums.
Like beautiful spires.
Absolutely amazing. And, you know, Monty says it later about he likes them, but not as much as Colin. But it regardless of whether you do like them as much as Colin, to go visit a place like that must be incredible. It's like walking through really long grass, and yet they're all just sort of spikes of beautiful colour.
Yeah, and it won't give you hay fever.
It won't. Well, you don't know.
Exactly.
You might get hay fever.
I think it's a wrong type of season for me, so it should be all right. There was also a Gillian Dallas delphinium that was purpley colour, purple velvet as well. I think there was also Blue Nile, that was another pretty one. Olive Poppleton, I like this one, had the honey kind of centre, and then I think it was kind of creamy white outside petals.
It was interesting what he said about how the old cultivars are susceptible to mildew, and especially the purple ones suffer from it more than the blues.
I thought that was really interesting. I wonder what
it is about them. He says about if you give them more space between each plant, that helps. I wonder if the individual flowers on those spikes are closer together, maybe more dense or something.
Because my immediate thought was obviously pigmentation. Is it something to do with that? But then he talked about space. So is it because they're really kind of clumpy, as you said? They're really clumpy. They're like really tight together and less airy and breezy.
Yeah.
So I would love to know why.
A public service announcement. He did ask, if you've got Lady Eleanor, Margaret Farrens or Duchess of Portland, get in touch.
Yeah.
I might then realise why I like growing delphiniums.
You've got to stop.
Is that really bad?
But I tried to help him. I tried to look up. I tried to look everywhere for any of these.
Were you seeking a grower of these?
I was seeking everything and anything. Could not find them anywhere.
Well, hopefully from Gardener's World, someone will get in contact.
I hope so.
I loved his expensive propagation apparatus, those plastic cups. He made it look very, very easy. And I liked his very kind of casual way of propagating these cuttings.
Yes.
So he said you get a basil cutting and
nick a little bit of the crown off.
Yeah. Put it in a cup which has got a small bit of sand in the bottom and then a load of water on top.
Yeah.
plonk it in there, and then when you get roots in about 3 to 4 weeks, you then toss it onto a small pot with some soil.
Yep.
And then once you have lots of basil growth, the next stage is to remove the old cutting material, which interested me. I'd never think that you chopped that bit off.
Yeah.
And then you snip through the old cutting, and then
completely new plant.
You've got your new plant.
Brilliant.
Made it look very easy.
And it made me fall in love with delphiniums.
And with Colin.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Colin is affectionately known as Delphinium Dad.
Oh.
And he planted the garden full of delphiniums as a tribute to his late wife Julie, who sadly passed away in 2014.
Oh no, that's awful.
Yeah, and he opens the gardens to raise funds for cancer research. So if you're looking for his garden, it's called Delph Cottage Garden. And it's 49 Newmarket Lane in Methley, Leeds.
Oh, it's stunning. I'd love to go there.
And finally, his garden's been awarded the distinction of National Plant Collection status by Plant Heritage.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to put a link to his garden and also a link to Colin's Facebook page.
Yeah, please do.
So we can all give him a hearty like on there.
Yep.
And just to sum up his Facebook page, he does have a post there about being open on Sunday the 15th and the 22nd of June for open days. The cake available, sweet pea.
Great stuff.
And it says, if you'd like to see the garden in all its glory and meet the man, the myth, the plonker that is Delphinium Dad, please visit us on one of our charity open days.
I want to meet him.
Finally back with Monty, and he's deadheading a lace-cap mophead hydrangea. He says this produces flowers on old growth, so don't prune as hard as the paniculata.
Yeah, exactly.
Trim back to a nice, healthy pair of buds. Then we have jobs for the weekend. Pinch out sweet peas, sow carrots, cut back hardy ferns.
I have pinched out my sweet peas.
Great. And then we finish off with Monty enjoying the evening sun.
Like we all do.
So especially at the moment, it's just wonderful. So sweet pea, your favourite plant?
Favourite plant was actually Clifford Pink Delphinium.
Oh, lovely, from Colin's place.
I loved it.
Delphinium Dad.
Exactly. I loved it because of the name, and I loved it because of the pinkness of it.
Oh, gorgeous. I think I was a bit predictable and I went for the meconopsis.
Oh, but I mean, who doesn't like a good meconopsis?
I did put meconopsis or delphiniums though.
Yeah.
But I'll settle with meconopsis.
I am on board with that.
Top takeaway.
I think this is going to be from Melanie's, and it's the cordial for the slugs.
Oh, yeah,
which I won't be able to do because I would have drunk all the cordial.
You will have drunk it all. It's cordial for sweet pea.
Yeah.
Mine is the process of putting plastic pots with your bulbs into the terracotta ones, covering it all up so it looks pretty.
That's always brilliant because it's just so simple. You just take it out, put some new stuff in, bosh.
Low maintenance, which I always like.
Robert's your father's brother.
Yep. So next time.
Oh yes, what have we got?
Adam Frost is in his garden, revealing what he has in store for the coming season.
Oh!
He takes stock of his ornamental veg garden, adding bulbs to a border and sowing some seeds to grow as cut flowers for a big family celebration in the autumn.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to enjoy that.
Oh, I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
Rachel de Tame is at a nursery in the West Country, marvelling at the magnificence of the magnolia and meeting a grower who is passionate about perfecting them.
Oh, wow.
And Adverley Richmond celebrates the golden age of the English landscape garden with a visit to one of the country's finest examples at Painshill Park in Surrey.
Oh, I love it when we get to see Adverley.
Me too. Really love Adverley.
Yeah.
There's a couple from Northampton who were so inspired by a trip to the rainforests that they've recreated one in their back garden.
No way.
And a breeder in Cornwall, bewitched by crocosmia, shares his expertise on how to grow them. So that's next time.
Yes.
That's us done for this week.
Sure is.
So have a lovely evening. Bye bye, sweet pea.
Bye, Mommy Bear.